Look at my Bluetooth.
It is. I mean, you gotta try and get these legends' ears. Jake the Snake. I mean, come on.
There's a ton of people. Yeah,
If
Jake
you don't want him
yeah.
on camera, at least use his knowledge.
Yeah.
For behind the camera.
Yeah. I mean, there's a whole bunch of wrestlers that are, available to tap into their knowledge and get their opinion on what to do. And Tony Khan just will not do it.
Well, they got Tully and Arn there, don't they?
Well, Tully's no longer Tully left.
Oh, he has.
Arn's
Okay.
still there, but Tully left. Tully's back. He's doing prison ministry consultation.
Yeah, I think Arn is in the backstage. I'm not sure if he's still backstage or not.
Because he's there because his son Brock. So he's there.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Yeah, I mean, Arn Anderson. There's another one he could go to.
He's got so much young, up and coming talent.
Such raw talent that needs the information from these guys.
Exactly. I mean, look at the three guys last night.
There we go.
You put them in the ring like you put them in the ring with Kenny and the Bucks.
Mm-hmm.
The match was okay. It wasn't the best.
Yeah.
But imagine if you put those belts on kids like that.
Okay, you still hear me?
Yeah, and then coach them.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Bucks, Kenny Omega, coach them from behind the scenes,
Mm-hmm.
They'd be a good tag team. Start from the ground, your homegrown talent.
Yeah, they just need some guidance. Is all they
Adam
need.
Page started here in my hometown.
Wow.
Yeah, his real name is Stevie. When his first wrestling show, he was a referee for Robert Stanley's Squared Circle Wrestling Alliance.
Who's that we're
Gave
talking
him
about?
opportunity. Adam Page.
Adam Page, Cowboy Adam Page.
Hangman Adam Page.
Hangman Adam Page.
Hangman, yeah. Mm-hmm.
My brain was whacked today.
When they work on my laptop next week, I'm gonna see if I can fix this other issue because I can't work with this. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, you've been through it. I've been curious to know what it is.
Yeah. Anyway, this thing's gonna move back and forth because it's right in front of the laptop, so I might have to move back and forth as I click on things. So.
Yeah, just do what you got to do.
Yeah, I got some brand new Bluetooth earphones earbuds I use for exercise.
There you go.
Yeah. Oh, where are we at?
But it is nice to hear full sentences, Mark.
Well, good. Okay.
The countdown.
There may be some delays as I click on stuff, so we'll just have to.
We can put up with it compared to what it was like last week. And that we can put up with it. We'll deal with it.
I would deal strictly with the iPad, except for the fact it's so much smaller. It's harder to operate everything.
Yeah.
We know if Lane's going to join us tonight, or
no, we don't know.
Okay. You haven't heard from him?
No.
Oh man.
I mean, he spoke up in the chat a little bit here and there, but
yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, hopefully he's okay.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be able to hear if he clicks in. Okay. So I'll be iffy tonight.
Yeah, we'll be good, man. You'll be good.
Okay. Jesse, I'm gonna put you backstage when we start the show, and I'll bring you on.
Lane's coming on.
Oh, is he? Okay.
Yeah, he just messaged. I'll be there as soon as possible.
Okay. Okay. Oh shoot. There we go. Okay, sorry about that.
You okay, Mark?
Yeah, I'm okay. I forgot I plugged my headphones off the laptop.
Okay.
Hey, Ashley. Hey, James. Hey, Nathan.
Ashley, is that my Ashley?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Hi, Ashley.
Hi, Ashley.
All right. This is going to be weird. I need a bigger desk.
I showed you what my desk looks like. It's bigger than the snack table. A little bit bigger than the snack table.
Okay. I don't see Ashley's. Oh, here she is. Okay. I see her.
So how was everybody's week?
Well, I'll tell you on the other side. We're getting ready to start the intro. There we go.
Hello, I'm the Barbarian, and I'm watching the Spanning the Globe.
And good evening, everybody. Don't adjust your sets. I'm kind of off kilter here, and I'm getting a lot of bad feedback. I'm just having some issues. I apologize. So if I seem a little out of sorts, I am. I am your host, Mark Maggard. I'm on a different camera tonight. I got my laptop here. I got my iPad here, and I've got my co-host on here with me. I was going to bring him on later.
What's up, Michael? What's up, everybody?
Hey, everybody.
So
Welcome to the show.
Yeah, welcome to the show. Bear with me. I'd rather you hear me than see me. So
Yes. Hearing you is great.
Thank you. I don't hear that. I don't hear that every day. I don't hear that every day.
Well,
So
hey,
okay, yeah.
It's the jacket. It's the jacket. It's got to be the jacket.
it's
Gotta
the
be
jacket.
It's the jacket.
It's the jacket.
Yeah.
Wait till he gets the hat.
Yeah. So thank you for joining us, everybody. It's Thursday night. Welcome to Spanning the Globe. We have a special guest tonight, and I'm going to be moving this iPad back and forth as I click on different things. But first of all, I would like to announce that this show is sponsored by
What's up, Big Ben?
Mark Leathering, Mark Leather Championship Belt Leathering for all your leathering needs, and by Unique Spirit Championship Belts. I'm going to show you their commercial real quick. And that is Unique Championship Belts. They do a wonderful job.
They do great
So,
work.
I'm going to go ahead and bring our guest on tonight. We have a special guest tonight. I want to bring him on now because I want to be able to leave this iPad in one spot. So I'm going to have to move out the other way so I can add him. So joining us tonight on the show is Mr. Jesse Santana. Welcome.
Welcome aboard,
Welcome,
man.
Everybody,
Welcome.
thanks for having me.
And we'll get to the question in just a moment, but let's start with the opening bell. I always forget to do that. I did remember to do that tonight. So, I brought Mr. Santana on right now because I want him to see the belt of the week. And I got to move the iPad again. Hang on. I hate this. I'm going to get this iPad or this laptop fixed next week, hopefully, because I can't keep operating like this. This is supposed to be a class show.
We are
So,
the innovators.
Yeah, we are.
Mhm.
Why is okay? Hang on. There we are. Okay. So let's show belt of the week. This is the there we go. This is the Fandu NWA World Heavyweight Championship, also known as the Dome Globe. Can you guys still hear me okay?
Yep.
Yes,
Hear you
we
good.
do.
Okay.
Sound real good.
Okay, I guess it's these earbuds.
AKA Sweet Charlotte, AKA 10 pounds of gold.
That's right. And this is on the factory strap. I have not yet releathered it. The leather cut is not wrong. Is wrong. It's not correct. There's too many snaps. But I'm going to do a releather of this as soon as I get caught up with the other releathers, which will be after my surgery, which I will talk about a little bit later. But the strap is supposed to be thicker right here. It's just supposed to be like a slight.
Are you gonna put bigger grommets on? Or are you gonna stay with those grommets?
I'm gonna stay with these grommets.
Okay.
I'm not a fan of the bigger grommets.
Okay.
And this is this is not the real leather one. So the screws on the back are exposed.
Tons of screws.
Yeah. And I've had both in my possession. I've had this one and the one with the real leather, and really I didn't see much of a difference, except the backing on the real leather was a little bit smoother. It didn't have that orange peel grain to it, but other than that, there's really no difference in the strap. But this is the Fandu NWA. So if you don't have one, go get you one. I highly recommend it.
Now, question about the Fandu belts, Mark. When you releathered them, how are the bolting patterns and how well do they hold up?
Hold on. I'm trying to get my camera back off here. There we go. Okay. Repeat that, Rich. I'm sorry.
The Fandu belts, when you releathered one, how are the bolts as far as mounting wise?
They're not bad. They're not bad. Not bad at all. So I'm going to get to the commenters here, see who's watching the show tonight. Mr. Walt Dugan. He's
What's
on
up,
call.
Jimmy?
Hey,
He's
Walt.
on call tonight, so he may have to bounce early. Mr. Platinum, heard from him a little earlier, and thank you very much.
Platinum.
What's up?
I'll talk more about that in the second hour. We're going to devote the first hour to Mr. Jesse Santana. Malaysia, so it's Noor. And Noor, I won't
What's
be able
up,
to do your soundbite.
Nor?
Nor.
Yeah, I won't be able to do your soundbite tonight. I've just got too much going on with the laptop. So, Facebook user, if you're watching us on Facebook, be sure to click on the StreamYard link and click on the link that allows you to show your name on the screen so we know who we're talking to. Or you can switch over to YouTube and comment to your heart's delight. If you are watching on YouTube, please hit the like, share, and subscribe button, and hit that bell so you'll be notified when we are on the air or going to be on the air. That's my baby girl, my oldest
Hey,
baby girl.
Ashley.
Hang up page. Okay, apparently not. Yeah, thank you very much. No, I'm not going to turn to the cyborg tonight. Yeah, the camera doesn't work that great. I mean, it's a great looking camera, but it's just not in the right spot. This was the last second.
And no, you will not see Crotch Cam live tonight.
No crotch cam. No,
Maybe next week.
maybe next week. Yes, can't believe it. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep showing comments, and I want to talk to Mr. Santana. You guys may have some questions. So, Mr. Santana, everybody call you Jesse?
Jesse's fine. Yes.
Okay, Jesse, you have had a career in the professional wrestling business, have you not?
Yes, for quite a few years now.
Tell us a little history about that.
Well, I originally started training in Sun Valley, California, under Vern Landon, Slammer's Gym, and I went through my training. Then I met a girl and got married, and all that was put on hold.
Okay.
And had a child in the late 80s, and all during the 90s I stayed in tune with my friends in the business, and took my daughter to my wrestling shows, and I would wrestle with her. And when I came back to North Carolina, I got back into it, wrestling a little bit, and directly into managing, and I've been doing managing for the last 10 years.
No fedora. Did you ever step in the ring as a competitor, or just strictly from a non-competitive aspect of it?
I actually wrestled for about a year here in North Carolina, and then I decided that I'm a little bit too old. I'm not as good shape as I was years ago. So I said, let me get into the managing. I mean, I can manage anybody. I can take them to gold. I can, make them into a star. Don't give a darn what the fans have to say about me. They can say whatever they want to. They come to see me or see who I'm promoting. But, yeah, I love it. I love the thrill, the adrenaline you get when you walk through the curtain. Holding your man's arm up in victory. It's great.
You get the best seat in the house and still get to get involved. You get the best of both worlds.
I gotta say, Jesse, I get a vibe from you, a blackjack mulligan vibe from you.
I appreciate the compliment.
Yeah.
I've been compared to Paul Jones by a few legends, and that's a big compliment too, because I grew up in the Carolinas watching these guys, and actually, Bob, Blackjack, he and I were pretty good friends. We would talk quite a bit over the phone over the years, so I really miss him dearly. Yeah.
Hey, Danielle.
You got a fan watching the show. Glad to have her watching.
Yeah, I said that right when you got on there. I said, I got the vibe, and I got to mention it to him. So I was like, I hope he takes it in a good way. But, yeah, I just get that vibe, man.
I didn't until you mentioned it, but now I kind of get it too.
If you look behind me, there's a custom figure I made of Blackjack, and I'm only going to do figures of the gentlemen or the guys that I watched as a kid in the 70s. Right now.
Sorry.
So,
yeah, that's awesome.
Show that belt off again. Let's see that
belt.
Oh, wow.
Again.
That's that pre-1980 U.S. title, isn't it?
Oh, yes. The 1975 to 1980 original U.S. title that Harley Race was the initial champion. Lost it to Johnny Valentine in July of '75, and I was in Greensboro when that happened. I loved it. That was my
Nice.
favorite belt
What's up,
ever,
Drew?
and
Hey, Drew.
finally was able to get it made. It was, those were magical days. You believe what you seen, you really did.
Yeah.
Those were the days where kayfabe it stayed. They stayed in kayfabe and
It was
nothing
strong.
beyond the curtain.
Yeah, it was strong. Back then, there were actually fist fights over whether wrestling was real or not. It was
Oh, yeah.
believable.
Oh,
Some
yeah.
people believe they were getting fights over it. So,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and
you
the
call
best part-
wrestling fake in a bar, you're going to end up getting your butt kicked by a wrestler that's sitting next to
Yeah.
you or something. It's
Absolutely, or get your face slapped by Dave Schultz.
I
yeah,
got a question for you, Jesse.
yes, sir.
Coming out to the ring when you were a manager or whether you were involved in the match or whatever, any kind of unique experiences coming down to the ring by a fan or maybe another opponent?
I've had people spit on me before.
Oh,
I've had people to throw water on me, soda. I've been threatened quite a bit. I've got a lot of Anderson type heat.
Wow.
I'm very hated, which, hey, I love it. You hate me, that's okay.
That means you're doing something right.
absolutely, yeah.
I've had fans to actually tell the promoter they're not going to come back to the show if I'm continuously on the show. But at the next show, there they are again in the front row. So
Shout out to
Tell
Brian.
Tell Rylan I say hello. That's my grandson.
Hey, Rylan.
howdy.
There you go. Yeah. So, did you use props as a manager in the ring, like a cane or an umbrella or a tennis racket, anything like what they use sometimes?
What about a branding iron?
Actually, I'm going to get a branding iron. I actually have a whip now also, but I was using a Halliburton briefcase, and it had a good lump sum of money in it. And I've used it a few times. We busted over the Barbarian's head. Chris Lee, that he wrestled in North Carolina. He's a Raleigh sportscaster now, WRAL. I've busted him over the head a few times with it. So
Nice.
sometimes brass knucks. Got to have something,
Wow.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Got to have something you deny owning. That's not mine. That's not
Exactly. I
mine.
mean,
Yeah.
it's not cheating if the referee doesn't see it. It's not cheating.
Exactly.
There you go.
Exactly.
It's plain and
Exactly.
simple.
Exactly. Let me get this center a little bit better. There we go. So what are some of the best towns you worked in?
I was just going to ask him that. Perfect
Sorry.
question.
Excuse
No, that's
me,
the
say it
perfect
again?
question.
What are some of the best towns you worked in as far as crowds, atmosphere?
Elizabethton, Tennessee. That was really good. Greensboro, Roxborough, North Carolina, Wentworth, North Carolina sometimes has a big crowd. Moxville, North Carolina, that was a really huge, really good show. We've had quite a few good shows there.
Now, did you have to compete against
I didn't get to travel.
promotions?
Yeah, I don't get to travel a whole lot.
Okay.
For 8 years, I was the sole care provider for my father. He passed away 5 years ago. He was 94. So he started taking me to wrestling in 1967. I was 5 years old. And he would take me to wrestling. Yeah, I'm an old one. So I've been hooked on wrestling for 55 years. And my mother would watch it with me at home, and my aunt would watch it with me along with roller derby and the other stuff. And, I made my own belts when I was 13, 14 years old out of thin sheets of aluminum glued together and glued onto Naugahyde and painted it. We had our own little backyard wrestling back in the 70s.
You sound like one of us.
Yep.
Like one of us.
I got another question. Any unique talent that we might know of that you worked with or alongside of?
Um, Bobby Lashley, Cedric Alexander,
Oh.
Trevor Lee, which is Cameron Grimes, um, Gunner, TNA Gunner. He's a real good friend of mine. Ivan Koloff. I've worked a lot of shows with Ivan. He was a really good friend. Um, Rock and Roll Express, Buff Bagwell. I've worked with a lot of different guys. Luke Gallows. We worked a lot of good shows with him. He's a great guy.
Nice.
The list goes on and on. And, you know, I've been very fortunate to be in the graces of these legends and learn from them myself.
Wow, man.
And
You
Mick
got pretty.
Foley, I've been Hacksaw Jim Duggan and Mick Foley. I've worked with them. I got socked up by Mick Foley.
I remember seeing that.
Still
that
trying
picture.
to get the taste out of my mouth. No, that's the reason I had to start smoking again to get that taste out. But
Wow, you got a
Yeah.
pretty unique resume, man. That's awesome.
Yes, you do. You've we're living vicariously through you.
I mean, it's an honor having you on the show, man.
It is.
it's been an honor to be on the show. It really is.
Were you active during the height of the Crockett promotions in the Carolinas, or were you even in that area during that time?
No, I moved to LA in '86. I wanted to get out of this little town that I lived in at that time.
Okay.
So I was gone away from wrestling for quite a few years, but always kept in touch through the magazines and what was on TV. I had friends that was in the business, and I'd get in touch with them. But when they came to LA, I'd always hang out with them after show, before the show, you know, during the show, backstage. So I've been pretty fortunate to. If I'd had the right woman behind me at the time, I probably would have went further. But I didn't have the right person behind me to push me to go further, so that didn't happen. But you know, it is what it is, and you learn from it, and you just move forward. And last 10 years has been really good to me. My father got to travel with me and be at all my shows on front row, and that meant more to me than anything in the world, you know.
That's what it's all about, man. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
Awesome.
Yep.
Awesome. Andy, you've been kind of quiet. You have any questions?
Yeah, I was just wondering, Jesse, what would you say in your long career? What would you say maybe the biggest, best point that you hit in your career in pro wrestling?
Oh Lord, that's hard to say. I think when I worked the big time wrestling show here in North Carolina, when I was on a card with Mid Atlantic Outlaws, Misty James, Bobby Fulton, Mick Foley, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, my good friend, my great friend, the Russian Assassin, Mr. Chuck Coates. Quite a few. That was probably one of the best shows I've worked in 10 years, as far as overall production of the show, the feeling of everything, the crowd. It was very good. It was rewarding. It was
Great.
And I learned a lot from them. You know, these guys, like I said, growing up watching them, and Mick Foley's only a year or two older than I am, so I didn't really get into him until the early '90s when I first seen him. When I got my first cable TV in California, and this Cactus Jack guy, I loved it. But that was probably one of my best. Yeah, I'd say that.
That's great.
Nice.
Did you ever have the chance to either work or be around Nikita Koloff?
I've met him, but I haven't been able to work with him or anything. I met him through Ivan a couple of times.
Wow.
Through the ministry. Yeah.
Yeah, that's one on my bucket list.
He was one of the ones that you really believed who he was.
Oh yeah.
He from the time he left his house in the morning till he came home, he was in character, voice wise and everything else. And that's, I can see why he would change his name to that legally, because that's who he is. That's what made him who he is.
Oh,
And
yeah.
He
one fine
became the
man.
character.
One
He
fine man.
became Nikita Koloff
Yeah.
in real life.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
One of my favorites.
definitely one of my favorites.
Hmm.
So we had taking your kid to work days a lot, didn't
Yeah, that must have been nice, man.
Oh,
That
yeah.
must have been real nice.
we? Sharing the experience with your daughter, that'd be incredible.
Hmm. Did you ever
See
work?
my daughter's
Jesse, with-
chiming in there.
Yeah, she
One
said
thing
she
it
was
is
just
too is
saying.
I got to bring my daughter down for one of my first shows here in North Carolina, and she got to come out with me. Actually, she was coming out with my opponent, and at the end of the show, the end of the match, she actually turned on my opponent. So that was actually really good itself right there for her to be able to participate with me.
I can only
And-
imagine.
That must have been an awesome moment.
It was. I've had
Yeah,
so
Jesse-
many, it's just really hard to, you know.
Jesse, did you ever get a chance to work with Jim Cornette?
No, but we've talked about it a few times. I'd love to work with Jim. I'd love to work with a few of them, but Jim is very, very opinionated, and I feel we
No
would
kidding.
rub heads a little bit.
Just
but-
a little.
Just a little
yeah,
bit.
but we could talk shop for hours. We could.
Never go to a Dairy Queen with Jim Cornette.
No.
Well, I'd love to go to Derry. Believe me, I've had a few of them nights myself, and
Yeah.
people lock the doors when I get pissed off.
Kind of one of
My
those
dad was
nights
in the
where-
hospital. I went off on the whole doctor staff, and everybody in the whole floor was looking out the doors to see who was yelling down at the end. And actually, I saved his life that night, taking him to a different hospital.
Oh, wow.
Wow. What's up,
Um,
Lane?
Hey, how's it going, Dallas?
You got any questions for
How
Mr.
you
Jesse
doing?
here?
Is Cornette your favorite manager growing up? Who was your favorites growing up for as managers?
And, well, my childhood was in the late 60s and mid 70s.
Mhm.
My favorite manager at that time was Professor Boris Malenko.
Oh, yeah.
I know of him.
I really got into him and the Masked Superstar. He was, as far as managers, he was probably my favorite, but I'd have to personally go with J.J. Dillon myself.
yeah.
Oh, I love JJ.
JJ's good. JJ's good.
Four Horsemen.
JJ
Yeah.
is like,
Woo!
Ooh,
Yeah, you got it right.
Yep.
I'm going to show a brief clip of a little bit of your work, and you saw it prior to the show. So I'm going to show a little bit longer this time. I just want to give you a sample of what it's going to show. But this is what promotion is this from? Do you remember?
This was from Eastern All-Star Wrestling, EAW.
Okay. All right.
They're not
And I'll
around
go ahead and
anymore, but they
I'll
did
go
a
ahead and play
lot.
this clip. I think this clip was like 9 years old, maybe. I don't remember.
Sounds
pulled it
about
off
right.
YouTube. When I pulled it off YouTube, I think it said 9 years ago when you put that up there. So let's show this clip, and you can talk a little bit about that on the other side.
Gunner, that was an awesome match tonight. How are you doing tonight?
Good, thank you. Who are you?
I'm Jesse Santana. This title was mine. It was taken away from us. I sent my partner, JB Smooth, about 3 weeks ago to go retrieve it. He brought it back. Right now, I know you're not the type of man that has a title just handed to him, but you're the hardest working man in TV and on the indie circuit. And I want to present you with the NCSW heavyweight title. It's yours.
So you're just giving this to me.
I'm giving it to you. You deserve it.
So you want to explain that one? What happened there?
Yeah, that we were starting a new promotion, and we had mainly top stars on it, and Gunner was one of them, and we wanted him to be our inaugural champion. And the title had been stolen from me, and I was able to get it back through my lawyers and everything, and so I went to that show. It was an EAW show. I went to that show backstage and presented it to him, and he was going to go up against Damian Wayne. Damian wanted the title, so it's a pretty fierce battle between them. Unfortunately, that video has never been uploaded, so I don't have control of the video of it. but
Okay.
I did have that promo.
Okay.
But Gunner, he
question.
is one of the hardest working men on the Indies and even WWE, TNA. He was, he's a awesome man and a God-fearing man, and I love the brother to death. I really do. He's a good man.
Yeah,
Good
I liked
father,
him
too.
when he first came out. I followed him.
Where is Gunner? Where's Gunner working now?
Right now, he's working for Matt Houston. I know he's going to be coming up next month at a show. He's not doing a whole lot of actual wrestling right now. He's taking a little sabbatical and uh, taking a little time off, but he's doing a show here and there. He's devoting most of himself to his ministry and to his learning and teaching of the Lord Christ.
Sure.
Awesome.
I'll come back to this question. I want to go back to this one here first. Mr. Pierce Austin in Australia wants to know what your thoughts are on the wrestling business today, and do you think the art of working on the fly and calling it in the ring is slowly dying?
Oh, Lord. Well, to be honest, I haven't watched the WWF or WWE in about 5 years. I've watched a little bit of EAW and not much of TNA. I was really into the NWA. I think wrestling today is more theatrical, more gymnastics, more acrobatic, more TNA for the women. It's lost the whole art of it. It's not the same as what I grew up on, and the kids that are growing up on it today are never going to know the old unless they've watched the old.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
You got to call it on the fly. Don't plan it out in the back room because memory. I mean, my memory is not as good as it used to be. So when you plan it out in the back room and you go ahead in the ring, that's how mistakes can happen and people can get hurt.
Yeah.
You need to, get back to it. The training shouldn't get in the ring until you're completely trained. You shouldn't perform in front of an audience until you're completely trained. You got to have the mentality, the mental training, the physical training. And you don't see that in a lot of the wrestlers that you see today. I don't. That's one reason I don't like it like I used to.
yeah.
And I've
Well,
always been a Ric Flair guy, so if Ric Flair was on, I watched him. No matter where
There
he
you
went, I was there for days.
There you go. Well, I agree with you on the
calling.
calling. Well, I agree with you on the calling into the ring because that match actually it evolves as it goes along, and you got a team of people riding that match to the back. If something happens, you miss a spot, you're kind of out on your own.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's what these guys have problems with. They've never called it in the ring that I know of. So I see your point there. It's a great point. And I think we touched on this earlier, but Johnny Martell wants to know what towns had the best heat and why. I think we covered that earlier, but
for me, anywhere I go, it's heat. People don't like me, so they just wherever I go. I've had stuff thrown at me. I've been threatened. I've had to have security walk me out to my car.
Wow.
I've had people spit on me. It's crazy.
Come
on,
do you
guys.
ever have grandma beating you with a cane?
I've had a person hit me with a cane before. I sure have. Now, one person grabbed it around my neck. Well, thank goodness I had a 6'6" bodyguard to take care of him at the time. 3J3.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Have you ever had a situation where you felt like your life was actually in danger? I mean, you got your usual people spit on you and make threats. Have you ever actually felt threatened?
One time with one fan, he had to go home and get his leg so he could come back. He only had one leg and he was in a wheelchair, and he really he didn't like what I said, but he needed to keep his wife in line, and I'm sorry, you can't keep a woman in line. And he had to run home and get his leg, so he's the one that got to kind of watch for. But no, we watch our sixes. Everybody there, we take care of each other. And security's on. If they're on the toes, we ain't got to worry about it. Just don't come across that guardrail. Come across the guardrail, it's on.
It's fair game. Yeah, it's fair game. There's
Yeah.
too many people who jump over the guardrail and head to the ring or head
Yeah.
down the aisle and chase after a manager or a wrestler, and it's just,
Or the
they're
ones that aren't so bright that make it to the ring, and then the wrestlers get a hold of them and kick the crap out of them.
and
Yeah.
they find out wrestling is
Yeah.
really real.
Yeah.
Yeah, they find out it ain't fake then. Yep.
Oh yeah.
That's one of those F around and find out moments.
Yeah. You find that real quick. Have you ever had actual heat with another performer? And you don't have to name names, but you ever make somebody else mad in the ring or backstage? Sorry, dog wants out.
There was one kid that kept telling me, "Face it, old man, I'm younger and better and got more talent than you do."
Uh-oh.
And he hasn't been in the business for the last 5 years now. And
He knew
I'm
it all.
still in the
didn't he?
business.
He knew it all.
Yeah, it's
he
like
needs
I
to-
have forgotten more than he would ever know. So
Yeah.
dream on,
Wow.
kid.
Yeah.
But-
It's guys like you,
usually,
Jesse, that all the young people today can learn from.
Absolutely.
If they would just listen to your stories and listen to where you've been and what took you this far.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of times, you got to listen to the vets and pick their ear, sit next to them in the back room, ask them questions, ask them if they watched your match, critique the match. There's too many superstars in the business now that, nobody wants to job to anybody. And I ain't putting him over. No, that don't make sense. That's just not the way it's done.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's the truth.
Thank you.
Hey, give me $5,000. I'll take a rock bottom.
I took a body slam in the ring one time just because I was. part of the
I'll even take a clothesline from a diva. Just give me $2,000.
I got hit by a sledgehammer once, so I've been hit hard.
Oh man.
I've torn
I'll
my
take a
knee
punch.
up.
Colin wants to know if you still think there's a place for kayfabe. Or is
I
it
think
gone?
there is.
I like to hear that.
My brother that's getting ready to reopen up a new company called RPW, Reboot Professional Wrestling. What do you do when your computer is messed up? You reboot it. What do you do when your phone is messed up? You reboot it. Get it back to the standards. And Reboot Professional Wrestling will be starting up in another month or so, and it's going to be strictly like it was in the Crockett days. You're going to have rules. You're going to have regulations. He's great with storylines. He's like a Dusty. Robert Stanley is very much like Dusty Rhodes as far as putting together a show and the storylines. Great booker. He's the one who gave Hangman Adam Page his start. I think there is. I think there's a place for it. You just got to put forth the effort and let some of these young kids know you're going to job for the first year that you're wrestling. You're going to go out there and you're going to make the other guys look great, but while at the same time they're going to make you look great. So it'll be tit for tat. You'll learn from it, and it'll make you a better person. And next year you might be headlining the main events they have.
Yeah, they have to pay their dues. They have to pay their dues.
Exactly.
I mean, you can't expect to come out and go against one of the best talents and then expect to win right away. It's not going to happen.
Well, my follow-up question is that I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say, there's just so many think that they're superstars and that they're better, that they know it all, and really and truly, you only been doing it for 6 months. And you want to call me a mark? We're all marks. We love the business. We're all marks.
Yep.
But don't do it in an insulting type of way.
Absolutely.
You're new to business. Listen to us, and you'll learn.
I have a follow-up question regarding kayfabe. Do you think it's possible to make people suspend disbelief again like they used to?
No.
I think so. I know it's worked for me quite a bit, but I think so. There's some people that believe everything they see on television. They believe these reality shows are really real reality shows.
Yeah.
If you're good enough at it and you keep in kayfabe 24 hours a day when you're going out of the house and you're seen in the public by these people, they're going to start to believe it. Yeah, I think you can. It's just the internet's ruined a lot of stuff, but a lot,
Yeah,
there's probably a lot
definitely.
of
It
good
has.
stuff
It
too.
has.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, one guy in particular. I'm sorry. Go ahead,
You're good.
Andy.
No, I was just gonna say, Jesse, I sure do miss the days of getting my knowledge by rushing to the magazine store and getting my magazines.
Yeah.
Those were the days.
Yeah.
Exactly.
If they had a big event, you didn't find out till the following week if they had a television show who won the big match. You know,
Yeah.
you didn't get the updates as they happened on the internet like we get now.
Today, if I had to say somebody that's got close to that heat from the 80s would have to be MJF.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
He's the ultimate heel.
He
The
lives in the
ultimate heel right
kayfabe.
Yeah.
He lives that. And when I first seen him, and when he shot his promo that I seen, I'm like, this kid's got 80s heat.
Mm-hmm.
He's got heat like they used to have in the 80s.
No,
And he thrives on that. I mean, I think it's on the fly. I don't think he wrote anything down, and I think it's right off the back of the head.
I think it's an extension of his actual personality.
Well, that's what I was getting ready to say. A little bit of your character, in order for it to really be successful, a little bit of you really has to come out.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm not a mean person. I'm a good person, but don't double cross me, because
Right.
I can really go nuts on somebody. But a little bit of that comes out in my wrestling also, because the stuff I want to say and do, I don't do in real life with certain people that I should. And I can take it out in wrestling. I just see them in my mind's eye instead of the people that are in front of me.
Yeah. The last wrestler before MJF that lived the gimmick and did it so well was The Undertaker.
Mm-hmm.
He lived it.
The very first time I seen Undertaker break kayfabe was his very first Make-A-Wish. Was the first time I've ever seen the Undertaker break kayfabe.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That was the very first time I seen him break character.
Yeah. But another thing about the kayfabe days, they had better storylines. They actually had storylines. They would build a storyline.
Yeah.
Help you suspend disbelief. You would get really pumped up for your guy, or get so mad at the other guy, and by the time that match came to being, you were so hyped up, it just pandemonium.
Late 80s NWA was the best.
Yeah.
They did that all the time, and I miss it so much.
Yeah.
See, I remember the days when Ric Flair came out to the ring with Black Jack Mulligan's cowboy hat and ripped it all up. And then Mulligan comes out with Ric Flair's robe and rips it to shreds. That was magical for a 14-year-old kid to see. It seemed so real. And then when he rubbed Ricky Steamboat's face on the concrete floor, and the magic between them two just made you believe that's real. That really happened. That's real. Then you see his face is all scratched up. Yeah, see, look at it. It's real.
Yeah. You heard the story.
Not knowing it's, not knowing that it's, like 80 grit sandpaper to his face.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they went to great lengths to protect kayfabe. They did.
I mean,
well, Mr. Wrestling Tim Woods, he saved wrestling in the 70s. He saved it from everything with the airplane crash for Ric Flair.
That's right. That's right. He did. I sure about that.
He used his real name, and nobody knew his real name. So, and then he left the hospital under advice. But his doctors told him not to leave. And he wrestled the following week to show people that he wasn't injured. He wasn't on the plane. He couldn't have been on the plane and survived. And here I am wrestling.
Wow.
And people don't give him credit for it. But Tim Woods was a phenomenal wrestler.
Now, I got a dumb question for all you guys, since I'm younger than you guys. that Piper's Pit when he hit Snooker with that coconut, was that a fake coconut? Or was that a real
Oh,
coconut?
it was real.
That was real.
It was.
And that was done on the fly.
That's what I meant. Right then on the fly.
On
It
the super
was.
fly.
I mean, that's what I like about back then. I mean, like I said, I used to watch it with my dad, but when I met Mark, you know, and Andy, they started talking more in depth on it. And growing up as a kid, I seen little shows here and there, my cousins and stuff like that. But now that I'm gonna be, well, I'm 47 now, so I kind of like more of the classic stuff than the newer stuff. But I'm a big wrestling fan. I like all wrestling, no matter what it is. But I kind of draw it more now to the classic stuff. You know, your
It's better.
superstar Billy Grahams, your Arn Anderson, your Tully Blanchard, your Nikita Koloffs, you know, Haystacks Calhoun,
Mhm.
you know,
Fabulous Freebirds. The Von
Fabulous
Erichs.
Freebirds, the Von Erichs, yep.
Mhm.
I think we're one of the greatest twos in professional wrestling history, in my opinion.
I agree.
We have a new
guys,
viewer tonight.
I
Mr.
did
Michael Barr
watch
has-
Tales from the Territory, and I gotta say it was good, guys. I watched
Yeah,
all of them.
I love it. I wish they would make be a 2-hour show.
I
Got a
agree.
great question from a new viewer, Mr. Michael Barr. Thank you for watching. He says it's a great program. Thank you for that. Who made all the
Thank you.
wrestling masks in the background behind you there?
The masks behind me are made by Mike Woody out of Pineville, Kentucky. He's the official mask maker for Bill Eddy, the mask superstar, and he has made masks for Mil Mascaras back in the 90s. Look him up on Facebook, Mike Woody, Iron Man and Aries.com. He's phenomenal, and his prices, you cannot beat his prices for pro grade mask.
I'm looking for the Andre the Giant machine mask.
Get it an extra large.
You can make it to your size. You measure around your forehead and around your neck, and you can make it to fit your head and fit your size.
Nice.
Wow. I agree with you there, Mr. Barr. Nora asked a question. What? I can't even ask a question.
What do you guys think about a wrestler wrestling a blow up doll?
He's talking about Kenny Omega, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's kind of like it's kind of like the exploding barbed wire match between him and Moxley. You know.
Oh gosh, yeah.
That was bad.
He also wrestled a little girl in the ring.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
I saw that.
I gotta say, one of my favorite matches from back in the day, and I always go back to the Skywalker match with the Road Warriors, the Midnight Express.
Yeah.
Yes, Greensboro.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite matches. Ric Flair, Ricky Steamboat, Macho Man, Ricky Steamboat, the Horseman, Arn Anderson, Ole Anderson,
Tully and Arn.
Terry Funk.
Greensboro was
Murdoch.
Greensboro's a hotbed of professional wrestling in its day.
Yeah, it sure was.
It was the scene of the first Starrcade, the first ever Starrcade, which was a phenomenal show. Were you there?
Oh wow!
Yeah, I was there. Yes, I sure was. I was 21.
Nice.
Been to a lot of shows in Greensboro, and I actually have a lot of 8mm film from different shows going back to all the 80s. My dad would take his camera and record it for us.
Wow.
You should get those 8mm tapes transferred to a digital form.
Yes, I do, and I actually have the capability of doing that. I just never have taken the time to it. I've been very busy, but I've done a couple up on YouTube. So I have a lot, and I just The night that the Masked Superstar cut Paul Jones's hair, he was videotaping it, and I ran down to the ring, and he stopped right at the moment Paul Jones bending over to pick up the scissors, and the superstar kicked him in the head, and he got the scissors and started cutting his hair. And I have
Oh,
some of
wow.
Paul Jones' hair behind me also from that night.
Oh
Wow.
man.
I do have
I
I got-
mementos.
Well, let's switch gears for a minute. Let's talk about your collection. What all do you collect? A lot of memorabilia. You collect masks, obviously. Do you have a lot of belts?
I've only got a few belts right now. I have the Fandu Big Gold, which I'm just holding that right now. It's going to be gone pretty soon. I'm hoping to get something else down the road, something more original that's very close to the real Crumrine. I
Have you
have
seen the
the
Pandu Lux?
original United States title.
Yeah.
And that one I had designed and made by Agazi Martial Arts. And it's made out of 6mm cast brass with gold plating over it. And it actually is very close to the original belt that Harley Race and Johnny Valentine and Terry Funk held in the mid-70s, 75.
Nice.
I saw your unboxing of that belt. It actually has snaps and the buckle.
Yes, and reading the book, the buckle was just for show. It was just for looks. And I always wondered as a kid, you know, why it had a buckle, but you never really seen it up close or really good pictures of the back part of the belt. When they came out and held it, it was folded, so you never really got to see that.
Right.
But yeah, Nikita Malkovich made the belt, and he made two versions that looked the same, except the second version was, you know, quite different. It had a mule and an elephant on the main plate, and the northeastern part of the United States was up a little bit further. And
okay.
Everybody's making that belt, the second version, and I just had to have the first version with Dick Bourne's book, the U.S. title book. I was able to get it made, and I'm extremely happy because it's something I've wanted for 45 years. You know,
It turned out really nice. It looks really, really good.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, that's what brought us together, belts.
Mm-hmm.
So you're more of an NWA fan than anything because you were raised in that era, in that
Yes,
territory.
growing up on the NWA, that was I read the magazines and seen the other territories and everything, but to me, the Jim Crockett promotion was just the best. The talent that came through Carolinas was phenomenal. You know, like NASCAR, it's just the NASCAR of the 70s and 80s. You can't beat it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Back when a stock car was stock.
Exactly.
Yeah. Did you get to meet anybody like Ric Flair or Ricky Steamboat, any of those guys? You get to meet any of those guys?
No, Flair, he's one I really would like to meet, but they always say don't ever meet your hero.
Yeah.
I worked a couple of shows with Reed Flair 10, 12, 13 years ago, and I never did get to meet Rick. But I've worked shows, you know, with the Barbarian. He's a great guy.
He did our intro today.
Yeah, the Barbarian. He's just his niece, Lady Tapa. She's phenomenal. Also, I've gotten to work with some guys that I never thought I'd be able to work with because I'm basically on the indies and do just local because the last several years I've had other obligations that took my time and my health is not as good as it used to be, so I have to pace myself at a better pace.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You made some indie shows. I've been going to a couple of indie shows in our area here in Oklahoma, and really, I think that's some pretty darn good wrestling. It's better than what I see on TV because it's actual wrestling.
Yeah,
and they put on a pretty good show for just a small scale, small scale show.
Yeah, you will see a lot of indie shows that are put together better than what you're seeing on television. Better wrestling, better storylines. I think what I see on TV, what I see nowadays, it's a waste of my time, and it's not wrestling. It's guys running the ropes back and forth with each other, crisscrossing, and that's all they do for 3 or 4 minutes. That's not too creative.
No,
it loses my interest. I'm old. I'm just old.
Well,
I don't know.
the matches these days are all finishers. The whole match is just a bunch of finishers that aren't working.
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick your brain.
The object
and,
is to pin your opponent.
Right.
Yeah. I'm gonna
Supposed to
pick your
be.
brain. What I usually ask one of our guests is, now it could be from your era. It doesn't have to be anybody new. Who would your top 5 on Mount Rushmore be of wrestling?
Top four.
Top 4.
Yeah.
My brain.
Yeah, top
Sorry,
4.
guys. I'm looking at my question while I'm reading it.
Well, it would definitely be Ric Flair, Dusty Rhodes, and the Anderson brothers.
There you go.
Not
Ole and
bad.
Gene.
That's not bad at all. That's not
Yeah.
bad at all.
Not bad at all. Not bad at all.
Because Ole and Gene scared the hell out of me as a kid. I mean,
Yeah.
especially Gene, you know.
Yeah.
He's been hurt a few many times, and you know, it just really. But yeah, it's just, and you know, that's Dusty. I mean, Dusty was just magical. No matter what, he could, you know,
Yeah.
Good
he'd get
storytelling.
anybody behind him. And Flair was just Flair. I knew when Flair first came to Carolina in '74. I knew before the airplane accident, this kid's going to be great. And here I am calling him a kid, but you know, I'm thinking he's got it. He's going to be the greatest of all time. So when he had his airplane accident, my heart sank, you know. And then he came back, and I said, I knew it, you know. He's coming back, and he cheated death 4 or 5 times now. So
Mhm.
Yeah. Got hit by lightning twice.
All right, here's
yeah,
another one.
exactly.
Favorite match of all times.
My favorite match of all times would have to be Ric Flair and Harley Race at Starrcade '83.
And you were there.
Yeah.
I bet
It was
the air in that building was electric, I bet.
Mhm. I bet it was.
It was, and that's one thing I miss is not being able to talk for 3 or 4 days after the shows. So much screaming is done, and now wrestling, you can hear a pin drop in an arena when you go into it.
Oh yeah.
It was just
And
so
on-
much more
and on-
magical. The kids,
Yeah, and on TV there's so much over cheering. You can tell it was piped in when they broadcast it.
yeah. I hate when that happens. It just takes the believability. It just takes everything away from it for me.
Well, I remember back in the '80s, they had the barricades around the ring like they have now. They would either have the bars,
The bars, yeah.
or
Metal bars.
in world class they had the tape. They had a tire in every corner
Yep.
with a tape or a rope across it.
I seen that on some of the videos.
And when wrestlers got thrown out of the ring, they would land at your feet.
Nowhere else to go.
Yeah.
I know when I ran down to the ring when the Masked Superstar cut Paul Jones's hair, there was only a rope around it, so I was able to go beyond it and actually scoop up some of the hair. And I was on TV for a good month, and they showed it, and because what I was wearing stood out. And I'd love to get that video footage. It's a shame that Crockett didn't save a lot of his stuff in the '70s.
I think a lot of them did that. They would tape over the same tape every week.
Exactly.
I know they did in world class with the Fort Worth promotion, the Fort Worth show.
What about the
Not thinking.
state of the promo of the wrestler compared to what it was back then till now?
Now they're given a script and told what to say.
Yeah.
And
Good old Vince.
it just is.
Good old Vince.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, you go back and look at Ric Flair's early work in the '70s and '80s, and Arn Anderson. You look at these guys and the way they carried themselves, the Masked Superstar, and what they said. You believe what they said. It felt like a lot of truth coming out because it was off the fly. It's just, and that's the way I do it. I'm not told what to say. I'll just, I know we're going to do an interview about this. I'll just go on off on it. So it's best to, do it on the fly.
Yeah, Ric Flair had some memorable promos. Dusty Rhodes, Harley Race, Terry Funk,
Michael Hayes was great too.
Michael Hayes.
He was.
Oh,
He was
yeah.
actually better on the mic than he was in the ring.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
But you talk about Harley Race. I mean, look,
Somebody take the damn money!
I love it. I love it.
That
Look
looked
at-
like
look
my
at,
briefcase.
Harley
Look
was
at-
the
yeah.
man.
Look
Harley
at
was the
Dusty
man.
Rhodes, the promo he did about the hat.
oh, taking Ric Flair's hat off and also,
That's a nice hat right there.
yeah. But his best promo was the Hard Times.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. That's one of my all-time Dusty promos right then and there.
That's the best. That's legendary. Absolutely legendary.
I mean, even Ricky the Dragon Steamboat cut some good promos back in the day.
yeah.
Yes.
And we were talking about your favorite managers back when you were growing up. And I know you may have answered this already. I apologize if I'm asking another question that's already been asked. But who did you model your managing style after, or did you actually evolve that character over time?
Basically evolved it over time, but I've been compared to Paul Jones. I think it's just because of the look. I based it on who I would want it to have been if I had been this person. And
Right.
that's where, and a lot of it was really me to coming out with Charlie one horse, hats, the Rolexes, not lizard boots, but I've got alligator boots. I've got eel skin boots. We ride in limousines and we fly in jets. So it's a little bit of everything kind of put together to make who I am.
Right.
You're starting to sound like the Marvelous One. Wine, dine, and refine.
Hey.
Yeah.
You forgot educated and calculated. All right. Is there a title belt you don't have that you would just die to have?
The original Mid-Atlantic heavyweight title,
Oh, okay.
big white. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the original one was stolen, and they substituted the Eastern States title for a while until they could have another one made. But it was so
Oh.
nostalgic. Wahoo had it, Ric Flair had it, Rufus
Steamboat had
or
it.
Ray Jones, Steamboat had it,
Paul
Paul
Jones.
Jones. So many legends. And that's
Yeah.
one that I plan on getting. Actually, Wahoo is wearing it behind me here.
That's what I was
Figure I
going to
made
say.
a
That
Wahoo
it looked familiar. That figure looked familiar from here.
Wahoo from Oklahoma.
Yeah. Yep. Oklahoma, Choctaw and Chickasaw, real American Indian.
Yeah.
So-
He played for the Oklahoma Sooners. Played football for the Oklahoma Sooners.
Played
talking
football
about-
and wrestled at the same time in the 60s.
We're talking
Yeah.
about Wahoo McDaniels. We can't forget Chief Jay Strongbow also.
No.
That was
No.
another good one.
Who was actually Italian.
A good one who was Italian playing the Native American.
Right?
Yeah.
But,
Back then,
yes.
yeah, back then you wouldn't have known. You wouldn't have known back then.
No, huh?
And the
Was it?
Young Bloods, they were not Native American either. from what
Not
I-
Indian.
You know, another one that went
Romero was their
that
last
stayed
name.
that stayed kayfabe was Kane. Remember, Kane used to wear the mask all over,
Mm-hmm.
and if he didn't wear the mask, he had his hood up and his face was covered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if I have any other questions. You guys have any other final questions before we go into hour number 2?
I mean,
Okay.
like I said, when Jesse popped on the screen, the first person that came to mind was Blackjack Mulligan.
I did too.
I can see
And-
that. I can see that.
Even when he started talking, I could hear it in his voice, the way he was, the way he's talking.
Yeah.
Just reminded me of him. I had a flashback, and I'm like, wow. When you see
One of my
somebody
favorites.
and you want to say something, but you don't want to offend anybody. Sometimes that was one of the moments. So when I
That
said
would
it,
be
and he
good.
said, "No, that was a compliment," I felt better.
There you go. All right then. Well,
He
uh,
Mulligan was phenomenal.
He was legendary. Well, Jesse, appreciate you joining us tonight. You're welcome to stay for hour number 2. We're going to take you off the hot seat, though.
I would love to, but my wife has called me in there, and I got to give her nightly foot massage.
That's the most important thing, man. That's the most
happy
important.
wife, happy life.
There you go.
You're going to get some brownie points tonight. Jesse Santana, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for coming on tonight. Let's have you back sometime.
Pleasure.
It's an honor, sir. Thank you for coming
having
on.
me, and God bless every one of you. And have a good one.
You too, brother. Take it easy.
Take care, Jesse.
Have a good night.
Have a good night, man.
Mr. Jesse Santana.
That was awesome.
That was great.
It was great.
Rich,
So let's move-
Blackjack Mulligan too. I'm thinking, oh wow.
I didn't. He looked familiar to me too, but I didn't put it together till you said that, and I thought, oh yeah, obviously.
Yeah, when I was looking at him, I'm like, is he gonna get offended if I say this? But I don't know if he will or not. I said, I'm just gonna say it. And when I said it, and he goes, yeah, I appreciate it. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. That's a good interview. Good interview. Let's move on to hour number 2. I love those things. Okay, now we can get on. We get some more informal stuff. I want to talk about my my post today in the group. I got dust bunnies all over my jacket. Velvet. It's velvet. Velvet. Yeah.
Need to get a lint brush.
Yeah. I just want to remind everybody first that this show is Oops, lost my thing here. Our show is sponsored by Mark Hood Championship Belt We're Leathering and by Unique Spirit. So that's Unique and Mark Leather, but Mark Leather is going to be going on probably a 2-month hiatus, effective immediately. I posted this afternoon in a couple of groups, my Leather group and in Wild World of Belts Facebook group. I'm going to take some time off. I'm going to have surgery on my shoulder, my right shoulder. Let me give you a little history of what happened here. About 15 or 16 years ago, I was helping a guy coach a softball team, a summer softball team, and my daughter was on that team. And I was helping out. And what happened was the girls would take off running toward first base, and they would just stop and hop up on first base. We're not supposed to do it. You're supposed to run through first base and beat the throw. They weren't getting it. So I was listening to the other coach talk. He was the main coach. He told him, he said, you take off running, you lean slightly forward, run as fast as you can. You don't stop till you get to first base, then you slow down, then you go back to first base. Well, they were still doing the same thing, running over and hopping on first base. So I thought, well, I'll show them how to do it because they used to play Little League Baseball. Well, my center of gravity was a little bit different back then. And I took off running toward first base. And halfway there, I remembered he told him to lean slightly forward. So I did. And when I did, I lost my balance. I started staggering. The last half of the trip to first base was me trying not to fall down. And so there were mothers watching in the stands, and I did not want to fall halfway there. So I staggered, and as soon as I hit first base, I went down. When I did, I hyperextended the show because I landed flat on my stomach with my arms out in front of me, like I was diving into the ground. And I got up. My shoulder hurt. My legs were scraped up from that infield dirt is not dirt, it's fine gravel.
Mm-hmm.
I was scratched up, I was bloody, and I was walking back to the stands, and the girls were laughing at me, the mothers were laughing at me till I got close enough for them to see the blood, and they were like, oh no. So I went, it hurt for a few days and it wouldn't go away. So I went to the doctor, and he referred me to an orthopedist who scheduled an MRI for me. I went and had the MRI done. He thought it was torn labrum. They didn't see any tears. He said, well, I can go in there and I can scope it and see if there's something wrong. I can fix it. I said, well, it might just get better if they don't see anything on the MRI. So I blew it off. Well, fast forward 15, 16 years later, it has progressively gotten worse. And I can't throw a ball. My son and I like to throw footballs back and forth in the front yard. I can't even do that anymore. It hurts. I can't shoot a basketball. I mow yards in the summer as a side job, and I had to lift mowers in and out of the pickup. I've been trying to get back. I've been trying to get into the gym, lift weights. I did that for a little bit, but it just got to where I couldn't even do that anymore. I can't even lift a tea jug off the top shelf in the refrigerator. So I went back to the different orthopedist, and he had me do an X-ray. I did an X-ray. They found some things that looked a little off, but nothing big. But he didn't see anything torn, so he had to go get an MRI. I also had hurt my elbow. I banged it on a door frame, and I got a bone spur in my elbow. So I had an MRI on my elbow and on my shoulder, and went in to see him today as follow up. And he said that my shoulder, I have arthritis in the AC joint. I have some cysts on the rotator cuff, and then where the tendon is attached to it, I think somewhere in there between the rotator cuff and the AC joint, there's a partial tear.
Oh wow!
So I got a lot of things going on, and so he said he could treat it with one or two things. He said we can give it a shot, put a shot of cortisone in there, and you could do physical therapy. Which he said you got too much going on. He said I would recommend doing arthroscopic surgery. You got three or four different things going on with that shoulder. I would recommend that, because if I let it go, it becomes a full tear, which means a more complicated surgery, a more painful recovery, and a longer recovery. So let's just do it now and get it over with. So they've scheduled me for surgery, arthroscopic surgery on March the 3rd. So as a result of that, I'm going to finish up the jobs I have right now, the leather jobs I have going on right now, and just rest up and recuperate from the surgery. They expect me to be out of commission for about 4 to 6 weeks. So I'm looking at maybe April before I can resume doing leather work. So I'm not taking any new jobs right now because of that. I'm going to really have to work hard to get these 2 jobs done. I got one that just arrived today. I got one that's supposed to be mailed out tomorrow. So I'm going to try to get those done. Also, in addition to one I'm working on for myself, I'm going to have to get those done. So that's the long story about why I won't be doing leather for a couple months. So
The good thing is you could be rebuilt again.
yeah,
You could be rebuilt stronger and faster. $1 million man.
yeah. So it's nothing serious. It's like a 45-minute outpatient procedure. So I appreciate the prayers. I appreciate the thoughts. It's just gonna be an inconvenience for a couple months, but I'll be back. I'll be back better than ever.
Isn't that amazing? They're doing so many things now outpatient.
Yep.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I could just see Mark pitching for a national baseball team after he's done.
Yeah, I get picked up.
Thank you, Danielle. Your dad was awesome, by the way.
Yep.
Yes, he was. Thank you for sharing with us. We appreciate that. And thank you for watching. We appreciate that too.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully she's still watching. Don't know if my daughter's still watching, but thank you, Gianni. Yeah, let's talk about before we get to that, I'll get to that. Hold on.
I was just going to say that.
Richard's going to help me out with this. I still have for sale. Let me pull the pictures up. Hang on. A picture. Just a second.
Somebody take the damn money!
Wrong
I want to
one.
make that into a shirt.
Wrong one. I did it on purpose. Okay. I still have these for sale. I have these inserts for the network logo belts, the Universal or the World title. Those are 2 of the color options. I also have blue, which is the NWA tag blue. I can do those with that pattern. I also have another pattern I can do, but this seems to be a more popular one. These 2 are sold and gone, but I do still have these blanks. So I have 2 more blanks to do 2 more. There we go. So if you want one of these, they're $45 shipped, and I can have these done preferably before March the 1st, March 3rd. So if you want one of these, now's the time to get them because they won't be available for a couple months after this. And I've got a testimonial, in-house testimonial. Which one of you?
You too can own this piece of insert leather by Mark Leather.
I'm going to put you on full screen.
Autograph. You can own this piece of leather insert by Mr. Mark Maggard himself at Mark Leather. He was graciously kind enough to autograph it for me right here.
No profanity.
And I got to say, there's no shack on the back. I'm disappointed.
Oh,
no
I'm sorry.
stick figure or anything.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Scam Shack, yeah.
Let me tell you about this insert. I mean, like I said, it's just an insert for the belt compared to the original WWE version. Mark knocked it out of the park with this.
Yeah.
Thank
And
you.
Leaps and bounds better than WWE Shop.
Thank you.
I'm toying with the idea of getting one for my blue Universal, but instead of the blue in the background, I'm thinking of going with the red. Doing something different.
Red or Oxblood?
Probably the Oxblood one.
Okay, I can do that.
Doing something different.
Hello, Facebook user. Thank you for joining us.
And once I get my plates back that I'm having restone my Universal and my World title, it'll make it look even better.
Yeah. So I got to make a. I'm gonna make a. Warning. I'm gonna make an off-color joke here. Okay. I was talking to Carmine Sabia today to tell him about my surgery, and he asked me about how I was going to masturbate. Well, I was because he thinks that's how I heard it.
Hour number two.
Hour number two. Yeah, hour number two. So I told him, I said, I'm going to have to hire it done now. I'm going to have to contact Doorjack.
So you're saying you're going to have it outsourced?
Yeah, Doorjack or Master Dash or
Master Dash.
Okay.
Master Dash or what was the other one? What was the other one? Huh? Oh, Uberhand.
Uber hands.
So, but I like Doorjack best. I think that's the funniest one. And that may be a thing now. I mean, that may be a thing going on right now. So,
hey, you know what? All funniness aside, I gotta give props to the Brothers of Kayfabe for allowing us to do this. Without them, this wouldn't be possible.
absolutely. I forgot to mention those earlier because I was having so many problems. Let me find their. This is them. That's
from myself,
Landon
from
Bumgarner,
Mark,
right?
to Andy, to Lane, to James. We thank you guys for your support as well.
Absolutely.
Sure do.
Absolutely. But they make the YouTube portion of this podcast possible. And I thank them so much for their partnership in that.
And don't worry, Mark, we got your hand, but just not that way.
Yeah, thank you. I had to make that joke. It's cracked me up. So, Michael Barr wants to know how many belts you have in your collection, Richard. And I got one more thing to show. Go ahead and answer that.
Oh,
question.
Jesus. I think I might have
Too many.
too many to count. I mean, I even have some over here, some behind me. I stopped counting.
Slow
To be
down.
honest with you. Yeah, I just stopped counting. I mean, after you tell your wife you won them in the raffle,
Yeah.
then you try to come up with more stuff.
Yeah, because you can't be that lucky.
I told her buy one get one free. She didn't believe me.
Oh, okay. So you turned your life a crime. You stole some.
Well, the
Okay.
last I counted was like 56, 57, I believe.
Wow. I still have this for sale. This is the send-out strap for the premier NWA Dome Globe. The premier onlys. Not Fandu, not Figures Inc., but premier. Sorry, the burps. So this is on a hand-lace strap done by me. It's brand new. It does have a few little things in it in the leather. I was doing some work on another belt. I was going to cut this up for another belt, so I have a few dimples here where the kind of oops, see this one right there. There, see a little dimple right there. So I marked it out for another belt, but when I marked it out, I ran out of leather space, so I made the smaller strap. So this is normally a $350 job, but if you order this tonight on the show, during the show, you got 45 minutes. This is a show only special. This is $300 shipped. Tomorrow it's going to go on the sales post for $325 shipped. So get it while you can. Find it at home, please.
You are gold, man. You are gold, I gotta say.
Who are you talking about?
Mark is gold. Yes, he is.
I try. Try to be stylish. Okay, so let's talk about Jerry Lawler.
Yeah, let's talk about Jerry. Any updates? I mean, I've seen what was going on with him, but has there been any recent update?
There's some back and forth about whether or not he had suffered a stroke. The first reports were that he had a stroke, but then somebody came out. I think it was Bill Apter from Pro Wrestling Illustrated, and he said no, he didn't have a stroke. What it was there was a blockage in a blood clot in the carotid artery. Well, that is a stroke, and so his son, I can't remember what his son's name is. He goes by the last name of Lawler, but I can remember the first name. He posted today a picture of himself with Jerry in his hospital bed. He said it was a stroke.
That was Kevin Lawler. Kevin,
yes, thank you, Kevin Lawler.
Yep.
So, but he is on the mend. Apparently, he got lucky. He's cheated death twice now. Once with a heart attack, once with a stroke.
I think it's the young women that's keeping him going.
Yeah.
They said they found him face down in the parking lot where his
on the
condo
concrete.
was.
On the concrete. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
So he was very lucky. Very lucky.
so he's had a heart attack on TV, and now he's had a stroke. I mean, thank God he's alive.
Yeah. I'll just say this, Gianni. When Mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy. And I've heard Gianni's mama not be very happy. So
No comment.
anyway, no comment. Also, I had something else come. Let me see if I can bring that up here. I think I put it up here. I uploaded it. Where is it? Maybe I
You
didn't.
too can have your very own piece of raw leather.
No, I did not upload that. Okay. I think I have it on my phone though.
There we go.
There. What did I do? Oh, I did. Okay, sorry. I didn't mean
That's all
click
right.
that. Let's see. Andy.
I know. I'm trying. I every time I see it pop up, I'm trying not to look.
Yeah, I
That's
did.
why I
just,
kept on saying he's golden. He's golden.
I was trying to click on something else. I actually clicked on the chat. So anyway, an article came out today. There was an interview, I guess, with the Undertaker, and the speculation was, what did he whisper to Bray Wyatt on the way out of the ring during that show when the who was it he attacked? L.A. Knight. When L.A.
LA
Knight.
Knight. Yep.
Yeah.
LA Knight.
So here's what the Undertaker said. He told Bray Wyatt before he left the ring. He said, "I just let him know too that my phone's always on, and if he needs to talk to me about things or run things by me, that's cool. I'd be more than glad to share my experiences with him and hopefully shine some light on questions that he has moving forward. It was a cool moment, and it did exactly what I thought it would do." So I guess it was just basically giving your best wishes and say, if you need me, call me.
Mm-hmm.
We knew
The
it was something
passing of the
called.
torch. It was the passing of the torch.
Passing of the torch. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I'm gonna go by memory here because the article went on to kind of relate to the fact that Bray Wyatt uses a supernatural character, kind of like the Undertaker was. But he said the Undertaker is the Undertaker, and Bray Wyatt's characters are their characters. They're not the same people.
Yeah, there's no comparison. You can't compare the two. That's what he said. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
hey, that's the man you want backing you. That's the man you want backing you. Then you know you're doing something right.
Yeah, it is. We want to say hello to say hello to Gianni's mother. Hello.
Hello.
Or should it be hello? Hello.
Gianni.
If you hadn't heard that, you're missing out. So
it's classic. It's classic.
It is.
Yes, Mom.
Oh my.
I did it, Ma.
It wasn't me, Mom.
Yeah. So what else is going on in the wrestling world? There was there was something about. I'm sorry, Lane. Go ahead.
How about the Cody, Paulie?
Oh, that was good. Yeah, talk about that, Lane. Talk about it.
One of the best promos I've heard in years.
Yes.
It was. Oh man, it was
perfectly done.
That was just amazing.
Hey, when you see Paulie tear up,
yes,
live
really
like you've never seen him do before, and then Cody also do the same thing.
Paulie was he pulled you in so deep, and you're thinking, oh, where's this going? Is this going to be, where's this going to go? And then Cody was talking.
Did you see Paul when he looked at Cody? He goes, "You really got me there. You really got me there."
And he meant it too.
I mean, he went from Paul to human right then and there, and then he went back. You know, he dropped it. He brought it back.
Oh,
I didn't see that. Oh,
Hey, Mark. Swish.
Love
yeah,
40.
that was a hell of a promo. That was a hell of. Oh my
One of the
god.
best I've seen in years.
yes.
I missed the first part of it. I started watching about the time Paul
Hey, at
started
least he's
talking
got good
about
legs.
Dustin. I started watching that promo. I turned it on about the time that Paul started talking about Cody's dad.
Oh
Dustin.
yeah.
And I missed the first part of it.
It was classic. Oh,
I
Yeah.
know for sure Paul wasn't going to be able to recover after that. The way it hit him, you can see. I mean, he instantly teared up, and then
Yeah.
Cody was holding it back, and you could just see the tear roll down his cheek.
Yeah. It was a very powerful moment. It really was, and it was one of those kind of promos that made you actually wonder: was that a shoot or was it kayfabe?
You
It was
can tell
great.
it was a natural, true moment right then and there in that ring.
Like a promo from the past.
yes.
Yeah. But it was good. All right, it sure was. There was also something I don't know if I remember exactly what happened, but apparently somewhere in Nassau. I don't know what state this is in. But Nassau, is it New York or New Jersey or?
Nassau is
Yeah.
New York. Yeah.
That area.
Okay.
New York.
Mhm.
Okay, AEW apparently had a show up there, and MJF came out and did some kind of a promo, and I don't know what the promo was about, but apparently it prompted 300 people to call the Nassau Police Department and have them go
Talking
check
about
on him.
Liv. Talking about
Yeah.
Liv.
Talking
Okay.
about Liv, did you see the hand gesture he did?
I
was
missed
like-
it.
He was like,
But basically, the police department said that they were not going to investigate because it chalked up to a TV show about fake. I can't remember what the word was, but it was
He had
pretend.
to do
it was-
Storyline, I believe they said, didn't they?
yeah, it made up storyline. Yeah. So.
I still can't believe that.
This is why I believe that kayfabe can come back.
But you know what?
Yeah.
Remember, there was pictures of him and Liv a couple months ago. Oh my God, Andy! I gotta take it off the screen.
I'm not looking. I'm not.
Yeah,
Hello, Mark.
he had pictures with Liv Morgan a couple months ago. So when he said
Okay.
the name Liv,
I did. I looked.
he pulled her into the promo.
Okay, so what's the deal with Liv Morgan? Did they date or something? They used to date.
They're friends. I know they're at least
Yeah,
friends.
I think they're really good friends. I
Yeah.
don't know if
Oh,
they
okay.
used to date back in the day or not, but they're both from Jersey.
And he's
Okay.
always going to pull where he can from the WWE because he
Right.
still wants you to believe that he's going there. And he's
Well,
Did you see the
he-
picture when they superimpose MJF's face over Vince with Triple H and Stephanie?
No. But I remember one promo he did. He was very complimentary. They said, "I love WWE."
oh yeah,
You remember that promo?
I've never heard him say one bad thing about WWE. Not one.
No. He's leaving that. He's leaving
He
that door
doesn't
open.
make fun of them or anything.
2024, remember?
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
But that's why he's so good about living his story. He's so character driven. He stays with it. You know.
Did you
it's-
guys catch the Bryan Danielson match?
No, I didn't. I missed AEW. I was at church.
Okay. Question for you, Richard. Was that a cut or did he get busted open?
If I had to be really truly honest, I think he really got hit.
I did too.
Because if
I
you
was
look at
thinking
the
that
cut,
too.
it was
Yeah.
really big and deep. So it looked like he hit, where the guardrail goes, where it bends.
Mhm.
I think he hit one of those clips that go together, that holds the
Yeah.
guardrail together. They have
Yeah.
like 3 clips. He hit the center one because it bent in, and
Yeah,
you
he
can
legitimately. I think he legitimately got busted. I really do.
because he had a geyser going in his
Oh,
forehead,
big time. Big time.
and you could tell it was real blood, of course, because the way it clotted up towards the middle, almost the ending of the match, and you can see the way it
Question
sat.
for you. Does Daniel Bryan ever come out of a match without his chest red from all the
No.
slaps? I mean,
I haven't
every
seen him
match,
yet. Yeah,
He's blood red on his chest.
it looked like a cheese grater.
Yeah.
Oh man.
It did.
Like somebody took a cheese grater. That's what I like about Danielson, man. He can really go.
He sure can.
What's up, Nathan?
I'll check this article out. If I get past the memes here, I'll see if I can find it.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, okay. I didn't know about that. The headline says Brett Favre sues Pat McAfee for defamation. What's this about?
What
Well,
did McAfee say about Brett Favre? I missed it. Everybody knows I missed it.
Is it the jinx of the Madden game?
Okay, it's about Pat McAfee is being sued by Brett Favre for defamatory allegations that were levied against him by McAfee, Shad White, and Shannon Sharp for being connected to the same Mississippi welfare scandal in regard to Ted DiBiase and his family.
Oh wow.
Favre's lawsuit noted McAfee of accusing Brett of taking money out of the pockets of poor people.
Now I did hear I did hear Favre was involved in that.
I did hear about that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean,
let's see. There's a quote, and I'm not sure who's quoted here, but it says, every time his name gets brought up, we have to mention that he tied the hands of the poor people and took the money right out of their pockets. That must be McAfee.
Oh, wow.
Brett Favre, on the other hand, has stated he does not know where the money came from and claims to have returned the $1.1 million. However, he did not return the $228,000 in interest he made from the payments.
Hey, Andy, remember only dogs like bones.
Yeah. As of the writing of this article, McAfee has yet to respond to the lawsuit filed against him. Only time will tell if the allegations levied on Brett Favre are true. And that's been kind of quiet for a while. We hadn't heard anything out of it.
it has been quiet on that story. Yeah. So
I thought it was wrestling related, but it's not. But still interesting.
Recently, I seen a video of Enzo Amore coming out at an MLW show. Did you guys ever see that yet?
no, I didn't see that.
Yeah, it was pretty. I mean, it was pretty decent. You know, classic Enzo.
Okay.
Have to check it out.
But if I ever hear that music hit in WWE, I'm gonna mark out.
Oh gosh,
Hey, what can I say, Mark? Hey, like I said, only dogs like bones.
There you go. There you go.
A real man likes a heaping meal.
Yeah. I've also got a special project belt that's on the way that I got to put on leather before I have my surgery because I'm planning on doing something with it before
what did I hear about in the chat today about some WCCW belt that you're gonna look to sell soon?
Oh, really?
Who me?
Yeah, did I hear that correctly, or was it one you're gonna get?
I'm trying to think what I got coming in. I'm not selling anything.
It's probably one you got coming in.
Yeah, it's the American Heavyweight Championship. That's the one that's the same shape plates as the TV title.
Oh, okay. I got one in the works right now. I got the Briscoe belt.
Thank you, Walt. Thank you, Walt, for watching.
Yeah, Walt, thank you for watching. I'm gonna try and see if he'll do a property plate for me with like Jay Briscoe, his birthday, the date he passed.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Something like that to make it different than the original.
Yeah. Oh, I know. He's talking about the world class light heavyweight. Yeah, I got to put that on leather. Gianni, I apologize. I may not get it done before I have my surgery.
Yeah, he sold it to me. I outbid you.
You're not supposed to say anything.
Actually, your mother told me to buy it from him before you bought it.
Don't bring up Bobby. Don't bring up Bobby.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now he's going to get spanked. Okay.
Yeah.
No pow.
But no, I hate this, but I have to get this surgery done before the spring because I mow yards and end of March, early April is when I start mowing, and I'm going to still be recovering. I'm going to have my arm in a sling for a month.
You got to do what you got to do, Mark.
4 to 6 weeks, yeah. So
I mean, there's no choice.
He's going to be like a one-armed man in an ass-kicking contest.
There you go. Well, thank you for understanding. I told them I want it done as soon as possible, and they said, "How about March the 3rd?" It's okay. And the bad part of that is, March the 4th, the next day, I was supposed to take my son to an MMA match, and that's over on the other side of the state. And they told me that I'm not going to be able. I said, "Can I drive?" They said, "Well, you could, but if you have an accident, if your arm's in a sling, they're going to cite you for being at fault."
Hey, the good thing is you got a driver.
Yeah, I know, but he's never driven on the interstate or through a metropolitan town before. So.
True.
Yeah. Oh, Gianni's coming for you.
Don't worry, Gianni. I'll tie one hand behind my back.
I don't know who Facebook user is, but I appreciate that. I'm not looking forward to the pain afterwards of the recovery, but I am looking forward to being paid free because I love to play football with my son, throw footballs with my son, and I haven't been able to do it for more than 5 minutes now. I can't even throw without hurting.
Who's Abdi? Who's Abdi?
I don't know.
Abdi?
That's Mushmouth for Andy. Abdi.
Oh,
Abdi,
okay.
Abdi.
Abdi,
Much mouth. Abdi. That's all, folks. No.
Yeah. So anyway, he's careful.
I could just imagine Mark, man. Like I said, I was talking to you earlier about this shoulder that I had.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I could go through it.
Yeah. I didn't realize how painful it was until I went to church one day. I was wearing a jacket, not this jacket, obviously, but like a coat jacket. And I didn't realize I was doing this, but a friend of mine said, he told me later, said, "Are you having some pain in your shoulder?" I said, "Yeah, why?" I said, "Well, I noticed when you took your jacket off, you were wincing." So I didn't know I was doing that.
Wow.
So I guess it's that bad. It doesn't hurt right now. It's just when I throw or if I put pressure on the shoulder, engage the shoulder in any way, it hurts. Yeah. I keep a tea jug on the top shelf of the refrigerator. It's the only place it'll fit. And I reach up and pull it. If it's full, I pull it off there. I have to do it with my left hand because it hurts. And it's also my elbow. My elbow, I've got a bone spur in my elbow, and I had him look at that too. And he told me, he said, we can do one of two things. We can do a cortisone injection and do physical therapy. If it doesn't work, we can do a procedure on it later. I said, okay. So he gave me a shot in my elbow today, which actually did not hurt. I was surprised it didn't hurt that bad. And he said it'll feel better a couple of days. We'll see how long it lasts. But
it'll all be worth it to be pain-free, Mark. You know?
Yeah.
Seriously.
And some people tell me that it's age. It's not age. I hurt my shoulder when I was in my late 30s. So
I'll tell you what. Speaking from personal experience, when it comes to my shoulder, I get self-conscious. Like my wife will say, "Why don't you walk around the house without a shirt on?" And I say, "You know why? I don't like looking at my shoulder. Because it kind of looks deformed to me." She's like, "It looks fine to me." I'm like, "No, it's not rounded like this one. It just goes slumped down."
Oh. Good evening, Facebook user. If you're watching us on Facebook, please click on the StreamYard link so we can see your name and allow them to show your name on the screen. We'd like to see who's watching the show and give you full acknowledgement. And now that I've kind of got things kind of squared away here, I'm going to go back because I hope Noah's still watching.
He looks cold.
I got to give him his props here. Every time I play a video on this iPad, the sound goes out. I've got my earbuds on the microphone over here, plugged into the laptop. I can still hear them. That's where I hear the sound.
I tell you what, guys, I was at Target last week with my son.
Oh, it's Calvin. Okay.
And I seen the Dingo Warrior figure. I didn't grab it. I should have. Hopefully, I can find it tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
I want to get that one. Yeah, that's a good.
But the only thing I didn't like was they put the Ultimate Warrior head with it, and the color was off.
Yeah, it should just be the Dingo Warrior.
Yeah, put the black face paint. Do the black face paint when he was with Sting.
Trying to find this picture. I don't think
I do want that Andre figure though. The Andre the Giant figure with the suit.
Yeah. Did you see the new Funko Pop they got where it's Hulk and Andre in the ring?
Yep. I want the Ultimate, the Undertaker and Paul Bearer. I definitely want those.
I'm trying to download some pictures here. Bear with me.
I'm going to go tomorrow, Ben. Hopefully they have it. I'll grab it up. I'll scoop it up.
Let's see. I only got a couple pictures. Unique sent me these pictures of these things. Let me get them uploaded.
That's fine. Lane's joining. See what you did, Andy?
Who, me?
No comment there. No comment there.
Keep it PG. Keep it PG.
Didn't the straight jacket hurt?
Johnny, behave.
There you go. No, you're welcome.
I'm gonna call your mother, Gianni.
The only thing I'm glad about my shoulder is on the left side. I had like surgery on my left side already in my hand. My first
Pink shirt.
set of stitches. I had a
Oh,
huge. Go ahead.
speaking of figures, those Power Town figures, they've been delayed because they've been having issues with some of the limbs falling off.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, what's his name? Matt Cardona
Oh boy.
was talking about it.
Yeah.
For what you're paying, they better get it right.
Those
Yeah,
things
yeah,
are-
yeah.
Those things are big, man.
They are.
I heard something from somebody regarding those that they may not look like what they look like in the pictures when you get them.
Oh really?
That's
Oh,
what I've
no.
heard. That maybe I wonder if maybe they're using the limbs falling off as an excuse to remake them.
Well,
with
the first series of AEWs, they had to go back and redo because the
The
color,
skin tone.
yeah, it was way off.
Some of them. If you looked at the crotch area, it was separated.
Yeah, it was like who was in charge here? I mean, it was.
I mean, I have the original ones. The first line, I got
But
the
because of
Cody
that,
Rhodes' wife.
the original series 1, those are worth more. Obviously, gonna be worth more than when they did the B series. So,
Yeah.
you know,
I started
Although-
buying them the full sets, and I had to stop when I
although
got to. I
Brandy-
think it was 5 or 6.
and Brandy is still the one to have from the very first set. So,
Okay. Okay, I got these pictures uploaded. This is what I got coming from Unique.
Okay.
I also have a custom coming, which I'm not going to discuss. It's a
Okay.
surprise. I'll reveal it when I make the presentation. But
mhm.
if I make the presentation, this is a gamble I'm taking. But I saw that. Bless you.
Thank you. Sorry about that.
That's all right. I sold that Middle Eastern belt to Gianni, and I'm having Unique make another one, and this is what it's going to look like.
Yeah, I love what you did in the middle and the bottom. I like that so much.
Yeah, yeah. And he's going to touch up the paint there. See where the D in world is not quite filled in. He's going to fix that.
Yeah. Just a simple touch up there.
But I took the big WCCW out of it. I'm having it put there, make it a little bit more prestigious. It's less busy, also.
It's definitely unique.
Yeah, it is. And he's
So
also making. Yeah, he's also making me this one.
Ooh.
Yeah, he does such nice work. He really does.
I think if
And
I
it's-
get one of those, I want one with the white leather, like the Ultimate Warrior held.
Oh yeah, and he's also making me this one.
Hogan
Nice.
86.
I knew you would want one of those.
Don't you have the one I had before?
Yep, I got it right here.
Okay. Okay.
That's one I really didn't like, and then I got for my collection. It's like it's one of my favorites. You know.
Well, I didn't really care about it, but I had a free one coming, or I think not a free one, but a bonus one
That-
coming.
Beautiful, Richard.
There you are.
Yeah.
Beautiful work. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
Oh, check out that leather.
Yeah, who did this leather work,
Who
man?
did that
That
leather?
leather.
Who did that leather, Richard?
Yeah. Is that velvet?
It's velvet.
Velvet.
Hogan's the man. Come on now, guys.
Yeah, you wish, Gianni. You wish.
What about Hogan almost being paralyzed, guys?
Yeah, from what I understand, he's either using a cane or he's in a wheelchair right now. I heard he got his feeling back in his.
I heard he walks with a walking stick.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's better than being in a wheelchair, I guess.
Yeah. Him and Nick were doing Facebook Live. I think. Oh my God, Andy!
All right. I
Turn
gotta
my
look.
head. That's the first thing I see.
All right.
Now you got that song in my head.
I can't unsay that now. Oh,
I want to wash out my eyes with alcohol.
This is where Mark turns as red as his coat, ladies and gentlemen.
Kevin,
Uber.
I remember when I had the surgery on my left hand right here. I had a huge cyst in my hand,
Yeah.
and it was the first time I had stitches. My dad went with me for the surgery.
Yeah.
So the doctor goes, "We're going to do this surgery." He goes, "But there's a chance that you might not have a lot of strength in your hand afterwards."
Oh.
So I'm like, "Oh man," because they had to move all the tendons aside to get to it.
Yeah. I've never had surgery before. This will be my first actual. Now, I don't think a colonoscopy counts as surgery, but
No.
no.
This
It
will be your
depends.
first
Did the
remark?
doctor leave his watch in there?
Let me just tell you this, Mark. When they wheel you in that's the coldest room you feel like you've ever been in your life. You'll be put in the freezer is what you're gonna feel like when they wheel you in there.
Well, when they wheel me in there, I'm gonna say this.
All right.
All I know is I want the video of you coming out of anesthesia.
Yeah. And if it's cold in there, I'm gonna ask if they'll turn up the heat. If they say no, I'll say this.
It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
Take the damn money.
Yeah.
Take the damn heat. Take the air conditioner.
I can see
man.
Mark shooting a promo when he comes out of surgery.
Yeah. Oh.
Kevin,
Oh,
man,
geez.
you're on the roll
Kev-
tonight.
Here you go, Kev.
Kevin has joined us.
You too can have your own pair of Gianni Versace's.
Gianni Versace.
Contact Richard now.
Supplies are going fast.
Oh,
Kevin, is it the beard?
it's the beard. It's gotta be. It has to be the beard.
Oh, guys, I've been contemplating something. I don't think I could go
Storage
through it
time.
now.
It's
I had
storage time. He's right.
I had a resident come to me one of the days, and she says, "Do you think about shaving your beard?"
Never.
And I'm like,
No.
just as much as I thought about shaving my cat.
Bum.
God damn you.
Okay, that shows up as message unavailable.
All I'm saying is Richard Gere. That's all I'm saying.
What? I'm not saying that. Okay, Andy, last one pops up on my thing is a message unavailable.
Oh, wow.
Can't have that.
Is that time? Yep.
Yeah. So there's an update on well, it really is an update. The update is there is no update on patent gate or trademark gate. We're still searching the storage for the documents.
Let him on. Let him on.
He's blocked me. He's got me. Kevin Rose has blocked me because I asked for the trademark. So he's full of crap.
Kevin's in the back room. He said, "Let him in." He's hiding in the closet.
Oh, is he? He is. Okay, I'm sorry, Kevin. I couldn't see you.
Let Kev out of the
Hold
closet.
on.
Whatever you do.
Hold on, Kevin. Sorry, Kev. I had the iPad blocking the screen. I couldn't hear it.
What's up, guys?
Hey.
Hey, I just wanted to come on real quick. You haven't announced anything about what we're doing with the 2K, have you?
No, I have not. I told them to remind me. They fell asleep on the job. So
sorry, guys. We fell asleep.
So we've hit 2,000 members, and
we did.
And what we are going to do, you want to do it next week, the second hour, what we talked about?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. I have wrestling figures. We have gifts to give away. They will be wrestling figures. We'll announce more about wrestling figures. I have a couple of ring-used mat pieces from the Jim Crockett promotion days to give away. We will give away that. I have a few more other prizes, so there'll be about 5 or 6 prizes. And during the second hour, we are going to do a thing to where I will have a few belt pictures, and you'll have to identify the belt picture by it zoomed in. And if nobody can identify it, we'll zoom out a little bit more until the winner gets it, and you'll get the prize. And, then Mark has something special that me and him are also going to do, including these guys here. Did you want to talk about that?
Not yet. We'll wait till the time gets here. I got so much going on. I got to be reminded of some of this stuff because I've had so much going on this week.
Okay, that's the big thing. He's going to put a wrestling promotion in your backyard. He's paying for it, so we'll let him save up for that. But no, thanks for
I'm ordering from Wish.
Thanks for 2K members, and hopefully next week we can give away some stuff. And Still doing all the picture stuff, so don't forget about the pictures. But
Yeah,
so
let's
those
see those pictures. And the traffic
Yes.
in the group, Kevin, if you noticed lately, there's been a lot of traffic.
yeah,
Absolutely.
it has been. Well, you see, I was trying to get on, and I'm just see my setup is almost done.
Let me get you on full screen.
Got the mic all set up. Got the computer screens. My lights are on and all that. But
Dolphins! I see dolphins.
I got rid of the pantyhose, if you notice.
Is that better?
That looks sweet, man.
Yeah,
It looks like a news desk.
All I gotta do is get the camera going. So as soon as I get the camera going,
all we are needing is a soundbite that says, "Houston, we have a problem."
That's what I want to get. I want to get the 2 monitors in front of me.
Oh, okay.
I'm working my way there.
I got you.
I gotta redo my wrestling cave, man. I got a bunch of loose figures and stuff sitting around in tubs over here.
Oh, I missed the 15-minute warning here. This is too late. Did Gianni send you a blood doll? Did Gianni send you a sex toy?
What?
Did Gianni send you a toy that requires batteries?
No, he sent me naked pictures of you and him in Florida, but I told him, I said, I'm sorry, my name's not Carmine.
We'll autograph him.
He wasn't supposed to show those pictures. Those were supposed to be. I might have to call him.
Well,
those are for only marks.
Mike Holinchek was the one who said he was taking them that day, so I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, he was just being blunt.
We'll see, but anyway, that'll be the backdrop, as you can see, the belt.
Nice.
That'll be backdrop, and then there's
Kevin's got me looking on my local Facebook sales group page.
there, and then the little figures is right there. They're in that one.
I'm looking for that sweet pickup so I can do my Undertaker. Put something in my Undertaker area.
But
he is too much.
That's what we got going on. But yeah, we'll give away some stuff next week. I'll have the camera hooked all up.
You okay, Mark?
All right.
I'm worried.
He just ate a jalapeno pepper. He's good.
He just realized I sent those pictures back, but they haven't arrived to their destinations. I think they got lost.
Yeah.
That's why his arm's really in a sling.
Yeah, that ain't the only thing that'll be a sling.
I had a resident.
Oh gosh,
their son was telling me, introduced me, right? And he says, by the way, my dad's a little bit of hard of hearing. So I go, what? And he goes, he's a little bit of hard of hearing. I said, what? He actually laughed because he knew what I was doing. So
I'll try it sometime. But no, I want to chime in on what Kevin said earlier about 2,000 members. That's incredible. I never in my wildest dreams imagined I would have a group that large. I consider myself lucky to get to 1,000 members. So I want to thank each and every one of you out there who have invited your friends, told about the group. Keep doing it. We're at 2,000. Let's go to 3,000. So,
let's go to 3,000.
Yeah, and beyond.
If we get to 3,000, Gianni will finally get that PS5 from that lady.
What did he?
Andy, I see that. It reminds me of.
Isn't he still working on?
It reminds me of. Do you want that Walmart discount, young man?
Let's go get you that discount. Yeah.
I thought he was
get that discount on that PS5.
Yeah. What are you crying for? What are you crying for? But no, I mean this group would not be this big without each of our members inviting the friends, sharing the group. I mean, we're here about belts. We talk about wrestling. That's what the podcast is about.
Now, when you said 2,000, man, I was like, wow.
Yeah, and Kevin caught Friday because every time I was looking, I saw like 1.9 is somewhere between 1935 and 1940 members. And I was looking at something different than Kevin was looking at. He told me that's we're over 2,000. I'm like, show me, and he showed me. I was like, dang.
I mean, when I go to wrestling shows down here, I always promote it too. You know, since we've been doing it. I mean, I'm bumping into people in the mall and tell them, hey, check out the podcast.
if well, at those wrestling matches I was at a couple weeks ago, I told the kid it was
Did
setting in line.
Lane join y'all tonight or what? I mean,
Yeah,
He's right.
okay.
He's here.
Oh yeah, all right.
He was hiding behind his phone.
He's too busy on his OnlyFans, man.
Yeah.
Can I come comb your mustache?
He's got the ladies chasing him on his phone, man.
Speaking of 2,000 followers, Lane's got 2,000 followers on his OnlyFans.
That's why he's checking constantly.
We're not laughing at you, Lane. We were laughing at the chat.
No, I was laughing at Lane.
Thank you, Ben.
Look at that look on his face. He's like, "Yeah, I'm the man. I'm the man."
Like I said earlier, guys.
How did your interview go tonight? I had to wax my butthole, so.
Oh man, the guy that we had to interview was pretty cool, man. He reminded me of Blackjack Mulligan.
I told you it was pretty cool.
Yeah, you gotta go back and watch
some stuff in the Norfolk scope area and everything.
And to get to pick his brain and to hear stories and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
I thought I was gonna offend him by telling him he looked like Blackjack, but he was honored.
Well, I don't know why he would be upset.
You know, some people when you say they look like somebody, they don't like it. They take it a certain way.
Yeah.
But when I mentioned it, he was like, "No."
About that with Andy. Andy, you look like, and he gets pretty upset about that.
Yeah. Check out Lane strutting in the chat.
Yeah.
Stretch your stuff, man. You got to
Let me see. Oh yeah, there he is.
Once again, we'll post it. An announcement. Second hour of next week, we'll give away a lot of stuff and have a lot of fun. If these guys can stay out of chat for 15 minutes, we'll have a whole lot of fun.
Yeah, that's it.
It's an awesome. What's the word you can use? Just being a part of the group and seeing how it's grown.
Yeah.
From where it started, even the podcast guys.
What was it, Mark? We started this. You were sitting in your living room and we were talking. You're like, I think I'm gonna start a group. I said, do it. I'll be your admin. You're like, all right, well, let's do it. And he sat right there and did it on the thing, and boom, there it was.
I remember when Mark said, "Hey, Richard, how would you like to be a guest on the show for the first time?"
And I was like, that'll be a big mistake, man. He didn't listen.
Like, sure, man. Mark's like, first you got to lose the beard.
What beard?
Well, he manscaped.
Well, Gianni, if you're an Xbox guy, I'm a Magnum guy.
Yeah.
I know.
But I'll post pictures in the group this week of some of the stuff we'll give away. Invite all your friends, and if you're good at identifying belts, you win one winner per show. You can't, So if you win, don't guess, don't do anything else, because if you do, I'm gonna block you from the chat so you can't mess up. Let's have some.
And
fun.
guys, we do have our winner and pitcher for March coming up, right?
Yeah, it's coming
at the end of this month. The last show of every month. That's when we announce the winner for February. It'll be the February pitcher month. Last month was the January pitcher month. He's up all in February. And February will be for the one in March.
Well, sooner or later. I was going to thank Jesse for being on, but I got a iPad sitting on my computer. So
yeah, like I said, Jesse was awesome, man. To have him on the show and just to pick his brain.
He was
just to hear the stories.
Yeah.
But Kevin, you getting any new belts?
No, I'm trying to work a trade with somebody. On getting 2 belts for one, but we're trying to work it out. But right now, no, I have too many belts. I got to thin out.
I'm getting the Briscoe belt made as we speak.
Hey,
what?
The clincher on the deal with Kevin is the guy's asking for a belt in the sexual favor. And
man.
They're still negotiating. They lose Kevin. I think he froze.
Well, if he runs out of hands, just tell him to use his toes.
Yeah. Kevin froze up.
No, that's what you do on prom night.
Hey, whatever works, brother. Got to make money somehow.
Yeah.
$20 is $20.
Hey, I'm not ashamed of it. You know, Mark and Andy are my biggest clients, and I'm appreciative of it.
Did you hear what I was going to do about take care of myself during while I'm healing up and arm wrestling?
Yeah, we're sending Gianni over.
No.
Yeah, he's good. Gianni's
No.
gonna dress up and be your maid for the week.
No, I'm gonna call two services. I'm gonna call Uber Hand and Georgiak.
Hey, Mark, don't worry. He'll take care. He'll take care of it at a medium pace.
Yeah, do y'all see do you see the shiner on my forehead there?
What happened?
With my sickness, I got real sick the other night and dizzy, and I left a couple of times. And that's
snap! Just tell him you went in the ring, man. Just tell him you went in the ring.
Bruised up the arm and everything, and
wow.
So what the other guy look like?
Say what?
So what the other guy look like?
He looked like he sounded like Joe Biden last night. Is what he sounded like.
No, on a serious note, Kevin, how are you doing?
Yes, how are you?
If you should reserve for I'm a veto it.
What? He sound like James Brown.
You know what's funny? Those things used to be very professional, very thing, and then when Trump got office, the other side was yelling and whatever. Now it's the other side yelling when the other presidents speak. It's very crazy now.
It's like a circus.
Yeah,
Biden's looking for the squeaky toy. They got a squeaky toy.
They're all idiots. They don't care about anybody else but them. That's
when the hell did we get ice cream? We got to use that sound bite.
No,
you guys up for ice cream?
No, these are the lobbyists in Washington right now.
Somebody take the damn money.
Yeah,
I'm gonna make that into a shirt.
When you have laws that say that you can, do insider trading, but we can't.
Yeah.
You go as a senator making, you're worth, $50,000-$60,000. You come out being worth 50 million, 100 million. It's strong.
Yeah. Well, guys, we're at the end of hour number 2. So these were at the end of the show. I apologize for the technical issues. I'm hoping to have that fixed by next week. I have Dale coming out to work on my laptop sometime next week.
No worries, man. It was just good to hear you clearly. You know what I mean?
Well, it's good to be heard. Good to be heard.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you. But I want to thank everybody for watching tonight. Hope you enjoyed the interview with Jesse Santana. I want to thank Jesse Santana. I know he's not here right now, but I want to thank him so much for being gracious enough to come on the show.
Thank you. We're honored to have you.
Yep, great to have you, Jesse.
We'll be back next week, and hopefully we have another good show for you. Hopefully I have no more issues, because I don't like looking at this thing. I rather look at the laptop. I don't like this angle. So I'm going to find the end credits.
Let's see those belt videos, those belt new days.
Absolutely.
Show us your collection. And keep those pictures, submissions coming.
Absolutely. So be sure to tune in next week, and hopefully we'll have another good show for you. So until then, y'all have a nice week and have a good night.
Be well. Stay safe as always.
Tune in next week for giveaways.